Tomorrow, Indiana lawmakers will get a swing at offering amendments or changes to the redistricting bill that was unveiled this week. All of this giving us our first look at plans to redraw Indiana's congressional districts. This is an effort to give Republicans a large majority in the U.S. House during next year's midterms. Now you can see the proposed map here, which divides Marion County into 4 different districts. Tonight, people living here in Marion County got the chance to weigh in, and our Alex Almanza talked with voters. So Alex, what are they telling you?
Scott, Marion County voters are still trying to make sense of all these proposed changes, but tonight the Indiana Black Legislative Caucus held a meeting to break it all down and explain why they believe Hoosiers should be concerned.
If I can have 2 minutes.
On Wednesday, Hoosiers filed into Purpose of Life Church on the northwest side, trying to make sense of a proposed congressional map that would split Marion County into 4 districts, some stretching toward Illinois, others near the Kentucky line.
This is not about helping the people in Indiana. We're coming in early for the 2026 session to help someone in Washington, D.C. keep power by changing our maps.
Indiana's only 2 Democratic districts, the first in northwest Indiana and the 7th here in Indianapolis, would disappear under House Bill 1032. The bill passed the House Elections Committee Tuesday 8-5, with 1 Republican voting against it. For many in the room, the changes feel drastic. Rosemary Scott drove nearly 80 miles from Terre Haute after her community held its own listening session last week.
In Indiana, money comes up frequently. We have so many other things we should be spending our resources on.
And the concern isn't limited to Democrats. Unlike their House counterparts who say they're doing this to give Hoosiers a fair voice in Washington, Senate Republicans have been publicly divided about President Trump's push for mid-decade redistricting, including Tippecanoe County Senator Spencer Deary.
It's not really made to make sense. It's just mathematical. We need the numbers, throw them in, which is part of the problem with how we're doing this.
Even Republican Senator Ron Alting says he'll vote for the bill, but admits the process has him in a tight corner.
I've had comments made to me from Washington that if I didn't, there'd be consequences in terms of my constituent funding, particularly Purdue University, particularly on the SNAP program. Those are people I take an oath to.
Meanwhile, House Republicans are overwhelmingly supportive of the redistricting call in the Hoosier state. At Wednesday's listening session, voters were hungry for ways to get involved, and lawmakers encouraged them to make their voices heard. So tomorrow morning, House lawmakers can propose amendments with a final vote expected Friday. And if the bill passes, it moves to the Senate, where several Republicans say the votes still aren't guaranteed. But Scott, for now, Hoosiers say that they're preparing for a long fight with a countdown toward Monday's Senate session already underway.
Alex, do we know what kind of amendments we may end up seeing tomorrow?
Yeah, there's several. Democrats say one of the amendments focuses on the cost that this redistricting push puts on Hoosier taxpayers, and another questions the strategy behind how those districts were withdrawn. Of course, all eyes are on Indiana as this special session gets underway.
And if it passes the House this week, then it moves on to the Senate next week.
Right, on Monday.
All right, Alex, thanks so much.
Yep.
State Senator Kyle Walker said today he will not run for re-election next year. The Republican represents parts of Marion and Hamilton counties. In a statement, Walker told us it's a decision he has wrestled with for months. In November, Senator Walker confirmed he was targeted by some threats amid this redistricting fight, saying in November he was opposed to redrawing the map. Well, redistricting is certainly the hot topic at the State House right now, but it's not the only one. So far, lawmakers in the House have filed close to 40 bills on issues including firearm storage, child care funding, Medicaid, and immigration. And then there were data centers. Democratic State Representative Alex Burton has a bill that would create the first ever Indiana water use permit system for those large facilities.
Right, wrong, or indifferent, whether you like data centers or not, they exist. And if they're going to exist, we need to make sure that they are not doing harm to our communities.
Right now, the law defines a facility as having a significant water withdrawal if it uses more than 100,000 gallons of ground or surface water in a day. And we've been covering all these issues over on Crossroads Politics. Our Dustin Grove and Emily Longnicker are breaking down all the moves over at the State House, including the redistricting debate in depth every week. You can stream all of their episodes right now by going to WTHR Plus.